20, 21, 21, 22, 23, and
because it's going to change everything. So when you're on diesel, you see it.
So they go out.
So when you're on diesel, you see it. Change our.
We made a 10 line, now we got 12 lines, so that's the most we're ever doing.
okay, I think we're good.
It's just, it's extreme.
Well, I said it's huge.
It takes a lot of manpower to control something this size. It's what I would call a mega load.
It's 1,192,000 pounds gross.
The stress is sitting there not being able to see, and you got 1 million pounds behind you, and you're 18 foot wide. It works on you quite a bit.
You take up 2 lanes of traffic on 2-lane roads.
Super long, 430 foot long, from truck to truck.
You throw the winter time into the situation and it just doubles the effort it takes to move this thing across the states.
To do the impossible things, they can be done. We just have to think of, with our experience, everything that could be a problem and try to eliminate it before it happens. Then when we do it, we don't make a lot of noise and nothing really goes fast, but it's steady and done very safely.
As specialists in the transportation of oversized loads for customers nationwide, Northwest Crane Service was commissioned to haul a 270-ton demethanizer tower over 650 miles from the manufacturing plant in Pocatello, Idaho, through steep mountain grades and extreme weather conditions of the Intermountain West to a natural gas processing plant in Fort Lupton, Colorado.
The day we got it loaded and pulled out of the yard was one of my proudest moments of my career. The teamwork required in a haul like this is monumental. I mean, everyone has to be on the same page.
How are we looking on height, Steve?
Plenty good yet.
They start coming up on 1 and 2, Brandon?
Head to the corner of the building over there a little bit, Tony. Hit your brakes, Tony.
Probably about 7-8 inches from the curb there, Tony.
Come back to the driver, Brandon.
When you get up here a little further by the light there, to come over here on the wrong side of the road where you see me.
Hold up a minute, I'll stop. Okay, Chuck, put a little pressure on the back end so Tony can release the brakes.
Down off the curb over here. 2 inches is all I got.
Raise your back trailer up for me, Johnny. I got to get a little more clearance.
How's it looking, Steve?
Really close, really close. Okay. See, this is the deal, you know, I just barely cleared. I mean, with like a half inch.
Come down to 1 and 2.
One coming down. Passenger. More. All right, if we could ease ahead again a little bit. Back in the middle of the road, Tony.
My role in this project was selecting the equipment that the job would require.
We do the designing of all the saddles. We determine where we want those saddles to sit on the trailer. But we also do things like just designing parts. We design pad eyes, what they needed to be, where they needed to be, so we could chain them down appropriately. And it actually started out as a single lug design. I actually had to work back and forth with the manufacturer to get them down to a dual lug system, which is what's on the vessel now, to bring that height down for us.
We determine how much horsepower it's going to take. All of the variables as far as the route play into that a lot.
Driving all these roads we're on, I've drove them 2 or 3 times because the state would come back and say, no, this bridge don't work, so I'd have to back up and try to go another way. And then some of it, the construction just finished out here within the last 2-3 weeks. Before, we were going another 600 miles across Wyoming up here going north, and 600 miles further than we're doing right now.
There's only certain places that we are able to get into park. So before we even start traveling, we do a survey.
You have to be prepared for the state with the most stringent laws, which in this case, Colorado had the most stringent weight law.
We've talked to the Colorado police. This is the largest load that Colorado has ever had come through here.
Cooperation we had between all law enforcement, way, DOT, it was just tremendous what we got out of everybody there. Everybody jumped on it, and that helped us out, and it worked beautiful.
You know, they were calling us at 4 in the morning the other day, questioning part of the route. We made those adjustments and met with them early that next morning, and everything went fine.
So how'd that look as far as you guys think about traffic coming down through there?
Good.
pulling out of Soda Springs, Idaho. It's warmed up to 0. We had a little trouble getting one of our engines started this morning on the rear trailer.
The biggest deal is our motors on our power packs on our trailers are really not designed for 6 below weather, so we're going to make some adjustments.
It is a continuous process of solving problems. That's what we do.
This trailer here is a kind of a newer version for Goldhofer. It's a self-tracking system.
It's our new product line, specifically designed for the North American market.
It's a magnificent piece of equipment. It really is. You can just almost take it anywhere.
You just don't run down to the hardware store and pick up a part for it. You know, that's why we've got boxes full of parts going with us.
The weather and the road conditions we met were the extreme.
Just the fatigue on the body. You know, you're out there and working on that stuff.
We have to wrap the motors in tarps, you know, put heat lamps on them to keep them warm throughout the night. Sometimes we got to leave trucks running, you know.
Listen, for this load, I had 5 days of weather put in for it. Took 6.
Most people think, well, you just sit in a hotel room, you do nothing. No, we have to go out and we have to monitor our trailer. At one point during this trip, we had to go out ourselves with bags of salt and lay down salt.
When the schedule is making you all feel rushed, that is dangerous. That is unsafe. Put your heels in the asphalt and say, no, we can do it this way safely, and we'll let you know tonight where we'll be tomorrow. But I don't want you to feel rushed. That could get somebody hurt.
You try to plan for things like this, and you go over it a million times, and you have team meetings, and you talk about it. Everybody knows as long as they do their job, we're going to make it no problem because everybody's trusting everybody.
All right, Trooper, we're going to let traffic come around from the back there. Come on around us. There they come, Steve-O.
All righty.
So we have our escorts that drive, I'm talking 5 miles up the road, trying to find parking spots to pull these cars over.
You got to kind of talk to the public for the next guy coming along with oversized load, and just they'll have a lot of hate and discontent towards you.
You go ahead and ease down there nice and slow.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
After waiting out bad weather, Northwest finally had the traction they would need to make the steep 6% grade of Wyoming's South Pass. Working together to keep powertrains in sync and setting proper Jake brake levels, the team successfully navigated the 50-mile climb and descent in just 7 hours. Now on the home stretch, Northwest would soon enter Colorado and face a series of tough nighttime turns.
Okay, tonight we're going to go through town here. Probably have to lay some lumber down, and that's so everybody can stay away from the tires a little bit. And I'll kind of tell one of you troopers which way we're going to cross over. Let's go have a good, safe night.
Here we come, guys.
Back down there and help them go through that right there, will you? Come down this lane here, and if we can't make it, we can back up and then we'll jump the curb.
Got eyes on this side.
Couple more.
Bump to the driver. Okay.
Am I gonna hit my front tires right here?
No, you should be able to just barely skim by there. That was our tail swing out there. Josh, raise your trailer up some more. I got 3 more axles to go, Tony, and I got it made.
Come on, these guys, be careful these people sitting out here. Got me a little over to the driver there, boys.
That Steve had came out and said, this is it. This is where we're gonna have problems if we ever have problems.
We've got some railroad tracks and an interchange that we have to make where the elevation, it goes straight up 10 feet. So we hired a surveying crew to come and shoot the elevations.
I took their elevation shots and actually plotted it into my CAD program and kind of basically drive it over the hill on my computer program. We knew it was going to be tight. It was always a, yes, you can do it. You should have 4 inches, you can do it.
I should come up in the back a little bit on this trailer, Paul. Force through the intersection. We're getting close here on 1. Probably need to come up on 1. Gotta go slower now, Tony.
Last night was probably the worst when we were driving in the snow-covered roads.
So we had state troopers request to get a sand truck out here, and he showed up in about a 20-minute window right there and drove right back into the gate out here.
Well, I pulled in here last night and got out of it. It's like a big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
It takes good heads, good minds, friendship. It takes us to be a family almost.
There's no one certain person that can take all the glory for this kind of load or responsibility. It takes everybody to get it from A to B every time.
It's a pride knowing that we got it here, got it safely done. No injuries, no mishaps, you know.
It's a huge task that was successful. Therefore, my pride is busting out.